Hello everyone. Today we'll be seeing how to use metrics that matter tool specifically for the Microsoft certified trainers. So we will understand how to register, how to sign up for metrics that matter tool if you're new to MCT community. And then I'll be showing you how to create a class in MTM tool and then how to share the link with your participant and what are the various questions that the participant should answer on because you should know what are the questions are there and you should also instruct the participants on what are the various metrics that the participant has to give. Okay, so they have to rate on your training. So these are the things which we'll be covering today. Okay, so new MCT sign up, create a class, sharing the link, feedback and questions, and what are the frequently asked questions on MTM. Okay, what is MTM? Like there are a lot of questions. Okay, so let us see how to sign up for the MTM. Before that, I'll just tell you what is this MTM. Okay, what is this metrics that matter? So metrics that matter is a measurement system. Okay, learning measurement system used by Microsoft to evaluate the effectiveness of MCTs and their training sessions. It gathers feedback from learners to assess instructor performance, course content, and the overall training quality. So this is mandatory that all the MCTs should gather the feedback through the MTM. It is recommended, okay, to collect the feedback from the learner and through the MTM survey. Okay, let me just show you like how to sign up if you are the new if you are a new trainer, so how to sign up for that. So this is the link. I'll be just sharing this link in the comment section, probably in the you can find it in the description. Okay, so this for in this you have to enroll. Okay, if you're a new trainer, if you are new to MCT community, or if you are already an MCT but you haven't used metrics that matter tool ever, so please go ahead and first sign up here. Okay, so you have to give your first name, last name according to the name which you have used to register during your Microsoft Certified Trainer. That is through which you have obtained your Microsoft Certified Trainer eligibility. And then email. So ensure that this email is same as the email which you have used to register your which you used to obtain your MCT status. Okay, and then email account with your MCT status, which email account. Better both should be same. If you are using your official email ID, if you have used your official email ID in order to obtain your MCT, please make your personal ID as a secondary ID, or the link your secondary ID as well. Okay, like your personal ID as well. And then which region? Okay, so you have to select the region. If you are from India, you have to select India subcontinent, or else anything which region you belongs to. And then finally click submit. Okay, but if you are not an MCT, please don't ever use this. Okay, so and so this is very important. Okay, so this is very important. For submit this, once you have submitted, you will be receiving an email to your registered email ID to access metrics that matter. Got it? And all the other guidelines and the documentation is available here. Okay, I will be sharing this link as well in the description, which you can easily access it. Okay, so this is for the new registrants. We are going to see, we have covered how to how to sign up if you are a new MCT. Now let us see how to create the. So you have to use your email ID once register. You will be creating your password. Okay, you will be assigning a password, and then once it is done, you have to use this particular email ID. That is sorry. You have to use this particular URL, which is auth.metricsthatmatter.com. Okay, I'll also share this here. Click sign in, and once you have signed in, it will take you to the metrics that matter. Okay, so this is your login. So it will show you the last 90 days of training activity. Okay, last 90 days, how many training you have conducted and everything. So this is how, and you can see here what is the average score and what are the how many classes you have conducted and what is the service submission, how many service submissions has happened and what are the enrollments, how many enrollments has happened. Okay, everything you can find it from here. If you want to refresh, you can refresh here and see. Okay, so this is about this refresh and everything. And now we are going to see how to create a class. Okay, so here you can see you have an access to create a class. Okay, this way, or else you can also click data collection and classes and then you can create a class either way. Okay, if you just click on the classes, it will take you to what are the classes which you have. Okay, even here you have this create a class on the right side. Okay, just look into my cursor, so you can just click on this create class. So now you have these options. The first one is the course. Okay, which course you are going to take the class. It is always essential that if you are planning your training session, for example, if tomorrow your training session is going to happen and it will be ended another 2 days or 3 days or something, so you can start your course here. Okay, so let's just click here and you have to search for the course. So here you can see that you have these courses available. You can search here. Okay, so just click on the search what training you are going to conduct. For example, if you're going to if you're going to plan for PL 300, so just type PL 300. So you can see that this is a Power BI data analyst associate. Example, if you're going to plan for AI related courses, then you can see AI 900. If you're going to plan for Power BI, okay, you can see it's a Power BI, analyzing data with Power BI and Power BI data analyst. So you have all these things, right? So whatever the course you wanted to you're going to create, just type it and then you can just select it here. So once you have selected that a particular checkbox, it will take you to this, the training will be selected. Next, learning method. Okay, so this is very important, like how they are going to learn, whether you're going to go there in person and you're going to conduct the training offline or online. So there will be two options, instructor led or online facilitated. So you should be very careful while selecting this. If it is an instructor led, yes, select that, or else if it's an online, you can select that. Then next one, customer. Who is the customer? Okay, if you already have, if you are the first time, if you are creating this, you cannot find the customer here. You have to add new client or customer. Okay, if you have already added the customers, you can just select this drop down. Let's say if you are using it for the first time, you cannot see the customers here. So here you can just click on this add new client or the customer. Click this. So it will take you to the particular name, customer name. You have to enter the proper customer name here. So what is the customer name? For example, if you wanted to add a customer, Capgemini. Okay, so you can just type Capgemini. Or if it is like a retail training, okay, so you have to at least specify any specific any one or two company name. Okay, because these are the mandatory thing, like client or the customer, site name, city, these three are mandatory, you have to give. And then language. So for example, if you're going to take it for Capgemini, so you can just make it as Capgemini, or if you're going to connect it for the Ford Motor Services, whatever, you have to just go ahead with this. Okay, Ford. Next one, site name. So how to get the site name? Just go ahead and type for Ford. So you can see if you're very specific about any specific location. For example, if you are going to conduct a session for Ford in Coimbatore, so you can just select this Ford. Or if you're going to specifically conduct the session for Ford in Chennai, you can just select for the Ford, and then you. I think for Ford all is the same email URL, right? Website is same. So you can just copy this. Like you can just select the ford.india.ford.com. So you don't want the company profile, just copy this and paste it here. Next comes the city. So which city you're going to you're planning to conduct? For example, Ford in Chennai or Ford in Coimbatore or Bangalore. So which city you're going to plan? So you have to select that. And next one is the time zone. Which time zone? If you are taking the session for Singapore or US clients, so you can select the time zone here. Okay, you can find all the time zones here. Once if you click on this drop down. So this is another important one. And then finally, a language. Which language you're going to deliver your session? English or whatever the language you wanted to choose, you can just go ahead and choose this language. Okay, so you can just select on English if you're planning to go ahead with English, or else you can also select, for example, these are the languages which are there here. Okay, so you can select the languages accordingly, and then once everything is fine, you can just click add. Okay, so okay, so Ford is already exist because it's already there. So let's just go ahead and try for Cape Gemini. Okay, let's try for Cape. Okay, Capgemini. So this is the link. So you have to give the Capgemini and which everything. Just click add. So once you have clicked add it, so your now actually your client or the customer name is added. Okay. So now it's added, and then you have to choose the start date and end date. You can just select the start and end date when you're going to planning to start and when you're planning to end. So for example, you are planning to start tomorrow, so you can just select 24/2, and then you're going to plan end on 28 or whatever the date. For example, if you're going to plan for only one day, yes, okay, fine. If you're going to take for 2 days, yes, fine. If you're going to 3 days, whatever the day end date, you have to select that. Okay, and then finally you have to click here, create a class. So once you have clicked create a class, like your class will be created and you'll be getting this success. Your class MMB820 has been selected and has been added. So now what happens is what you have created the class. Okay, and once you have created the class, you will immediately get the response in your email. You can find that in your email ID. So once you open your email, you can see that, dear Gomati, your class has been created. Okay, so this is what the first step, we have created the class here. So we have completed the second step of creating the class. Now let's see how to share the link with the participants. So for that you have to get the, so once you have clicked the class, okay, so what you can see this is what manage class. Okay, so what happens, it will take you to that particular thing. Like I have created this particular class. Okay, so you can see that Capgemini, and this is the location. And if you just click on this gear icon, you can see if you want to edit something, you can do it. If you want to get the summary of this, you can click it, audit or delete. Okay, all these things are fine now. Now let's see how to get the link. Okay, so on the top you can see that the classes are there and the administration is there and the reporting options are there. Okay, so in the administration you can see there is a class link. Yes, so just click on this class link. So once you click this class link, you can see that what are the various classes you have created. Those classes you can find it, and you can simply select here and then click email selected links. Okay, so you can see that you have on the right side, you can find email selected links. Just look into my cursor. So once if you click email selected links, you will be receiving the email, okay, in your email registered email ID. Okay, so let's see that now. So now you can see that. Okay, so I have received this link. So this is what the exact link which you have to share it with your participants. Okay, you can just copy the link and share it with them. Now we have learned how to create a class and how to create the link. Now what you have to do is what you have to use that link. Once you click that link, it will if you just share that link with your participants, they can simply use that link to submit their. Okay, so the thing is like, because tomorrow it's going to start, right? It's going to start tomorrow and it will be ending on the Friday. That is how I have created. So that's why you cannot see that link because it's not yet started. What I'll be like, what you have when you have to use this link is what, when you're planning to end your training. For example, we have given like this session will be ended in the coming Friday, right? On that day you can use this link. Now let me just show you how to edit those things. Okay, now here you can just click here data collection and go to the classes. Okay, once if you click on the classes, you can see that it will show you. So this is the class which I wanted to edit. So click on this gear icon and then click edit. So once you click edit, you can see what is the start and end date. Even if you want to change the learning method to online, offline, like after you have created that, you can do it. Or even if you want to change the customer or the client, you can also do that. And I'm going to create a start date today and end date today, because I want to show you how to write the, like, how to see the feedback questions and what are the various ways you have to instruct the participants. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to create it 23 and 23. Okay, so I'll be updating this. Okay, so I have updated, and now let us just try to use that link here. Okay, okay, so because I updated, you don't want to repeat, like again you don't want to get the link, so you can directly use the same link. Okay, so here you can see this is how they'll be getting it, like your participants will be seeing this type of feedback entering, feedback registering system. Okay, so this thing, like follow the survey, I want to participate the one time follow up survey, so ensure that the participants should enable this. And the second one is completely up to the participants wish. Okay, if they wanted to be contacted, then okay, enable this or else disable that. And in the email address, so they have to give some email id like xyz@gmail.com or something. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to just give my email id and then click start. So once they click start, what happens is, what it will take you to the next step of data. So they have to give this job type. So what job type they are working on, whether it's a business professional or a business consulting, customer support, education, training. So they have to, if it is not the, if the anything which are mentioned here not falls under their job type, they have to go ahead with the other. And then country, for which country you have conducted this session, or from which country they have attended the session, so they can go ahead with that. And then which company. Okay, so they have to give the company name here, probably because we have created like Capgemini, so let it be like Capgemini. And then they have to click next. Okay, so once they click next, it will take you to the next level of thing. So this is what overall satisfaction and effectiveness, overall the training was valuable. So according to the participants, they have to enter these things. Okay, so they have to either give based on whatever they want, they have to give. As of now, I'm just giving these things. So the second one is the content delivered at this event was valuable. Okay, whether it is valuable or not, they have to give. And how did they participate, so whether it is an online or offline, in person, so they can give this and click next. So now what happens, the next level of satisfactory survey will happen, like the technology worked appropriately or not. Because when you are teaching, when you are used, if you have used a technology, whether it has worked appropriately or not, and the delivery method was effective for learning, the course material on Microsoft worked effectively, and the length of the learning experience, whether it's too long, too short, about right, or much too long, what it, everything depends on the participants. Okay, not for us the learners, not for the trainers, it's for the learners. And then the content was clear, the content was relevant to my job, and the interactive components were relevant to the typical job scenarios. The interactive components were effective at reinforcing and the content presented, if applicable. Like if you have used any interactive sessions, interactive labs, you can just mention here. The instructor was knowledgeable about the subject matter. This is all about the instructor. Okay, the next stage is all about the instructor. The instructor helped me understand how to apply the material. The instructor provided opportunities to me participate actively in the class, impact and the value, how much knowledge they have gained, and whether they will recommend this to their colleague or not. And finally, whether they are planning to go for any applied skill or the Microsoft certification after your training session. And if they want to give any other specific feedback on the courseware, on the Microsoft Learn content or something, and any other content about the instructor. And once everything is given and if they click finish, then they'll be seeing the thank you message. Okay, so these are the things which we have to be very careful. Because why I have shown this is, what you should, whenever you are taking any classes, you know, like training, you should be very careful about using all these things. Like you should be careful about the technology which you are using, delivering, how effectively you are delivering, how effectively you are interacting with the participants, and whether you are allowing them to answer or question your question on the topic. So all these things you should be very careful about it. Okay, that is why I have shown this. So once the people have like submitted the feedback, it will be updated in your metrics that matter. So you can just go ahead with the classes, and you can see that all the metrics, everything will be updated here. So it may take at least 15 to 20 minutes to reflect back. For example, if I am entering my feedback now, you cannot see that immediately reflected in this portal. It may take some time, so don't immediately go ahead and check, and don't think like, oh my god, the feedback has not been updated. Okay, just give some time so that it will update and show it to you. And then, for example, if you have created a wrong class, and if you don't want to, the editing or something, you can just click here and click on this delete. Okay, so what happens, the classes whatever you have created will be deleted. So be careful while you're deleting the class, because you should not delete the already accepted survey class or something. Okay, so you can just click here and click delete. Okay, students have submitted survey for this event. To delete the event, all surveys must be first removed. Okay, so yes, so this is what. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and click here. If you want to download the student survey or something, you can download it. Or if you wanted to upload a class, okay, select the process. You can just upload something like the classes. If you want to upload, you can do it, but usually it's good to go ahead with creating and doing it here, because this is a separate thing which we will discuss it later. Okay. um Yes, this is what. And then if you click on this data collection, acknowledge class will be there. Okay, everything related to this. It's not mandatory that you have to acknowledge the class. Okay, these are the acknowledged class which is already created. Okay. So you can acknowledge the selected class, which means that you are telling that, okay, so this what is all about this acknowledgement. So this is like you are just telling that, okay, so this class, um, and in the administration you can see the courses and the class link. And if you want to get the reports, you can just get the all the date, like you can get the data, how many surveys has been ready reports. You can just click on the ready reports, so you can see like executive summary of all your sessions which you have handled, instructor class summary, instructor performance, learner comment analysis, quick questions. So all these things are immediately available as a report for you. You can also use this. And the important thing is what you have, your profile. Okay, so you should be very careful about your profile. Update the profile, add your email ID which is mapped with your Microsoft certified trainer profile here in the my profile. Now we have seen all these things, right? Like a feedback questions and everything. Okay, how the questions are and all, what are the things which you need to know. So don't forget to create your link, your session class link, and get the feedback from them. Now let's see a few frequently asked question which are very essential. Okay, so the first question which every MCTs usually ask me is, what is that mandatory to get the MTM tool? According to me, yes. Okay, it's always good to track your all the training through MTM tool, because it is official training sessions whatever you're doing, which will collect the all the data from the participants, and it will be recorded, which will be used to evaluate your MCT status as well. Okay, and there are questions like, can poor MTM scores affect my status of MCT, okay, or renewal? Yes. So always be careful about your training. So please don't take training for granted. You should be very careful while taking the classes. You should be a good trainer. You should be a professional trainer. Okay, just improve your professionalism. Um, so it is mandatory, and your score should be good enough to renew your MCT status. Okay, and I have discussed about how to create a class, delete a class, and everything. And another questions are like, like what should I do if learners don't receive the survey? Okay, so ask them to look into the junk folder or the spam folder where they may receive your link. Or else what you can do is you can just share the link on like at the end of the training session. Okay, ask them, ensure that they have completed it. Okay, And what if, if a learner, if one of the learner is giving you a negative feedback? So while, you cannot remove the negative response, okay, but you cannot ensure that all the learners will be satisfied by your training methodology. So don't worry about one or two negative comments, but please be ensured that you are addressing everyone's concern. Okay, so you may have another question like, can I see individual responses or just overall score? Yes, you can see the aggregated data average score, but may not have individual learners responses for privacy reason. um, Let me just also check any other possibilities are there. Okay, and yes, this is what the most often asked question. So if you have any other question related to MTM, please leave that in the comment section. I'll be happy to address those questions. So I hope you understood how to use MTM effectively. So if you are a trainer who are not using MTM so far, please go ahead and use that. That is very, very important. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to connect with me. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you. Happy learning, happy teaching. All the best. Bye bye.